Some calls that reach the emergency center carry a weight you can't explain. Most of them are normal, predictable, logical. But every now and then, one shows up that makes the air in the entire room go cold, as if something else is listening behind the line. File 009 is exactly that kind of call. It was 1:53 a.m. when it came in. The ringtone sounded different, sharper, metallic. I answer it automatically. "Emergency dispatch, what's your emergency?" The voice on the other end sounded like it was trapped inside a sealed box. "Sir, all the clocks in our house stopped. Every single one. They're frozen at 3:12. The sentence came through like a warning. Before I could ask anything else, a second voice, his wife's, trembling, added, "It wasn't just the clocks. Time inside the house stopped. The house isn't moving." The man was breathing so fast the phone shook. I asked him to explain. "We can't get out. The door won't open. The windows won't open. It feels like time is stuck in here." I wrote down the address and dispatched the closest unit immediately. While they were on their way, I stayed on the line. "Sir, there's something else." His voice went thin. "There's someone in the hallway." I asked, "Who's in the hallway?" The silence lasted 3 seconds, too long. Then I heard footsteps. Dragged footsteps. Slow, like something was being pulled. His wife began crying silently, not screaming, not sobbing, just shaking breath. "He's staring at us," the man whispered. "But when the light flickers, he changes places." The call burst with static, like someone else was trying to join in. The team radioed in. Dispatch were arriving at the residence. Outside, everything looked normal. Inside, all the clocks were frozen at 3:12. But outside, it was still 2:07. The officer knocked on the door. Nothing. Knocked again, and then 3 identical knocks came from inside. Same force, same rhythm. The officer tried the handle. "It feels welded shut," he said. Inside the house, the man whispered, "They're coming." His wife began praying, and suddenly she stopped. Not slowed down, not stuttered, just stopped, like someone had turned her voice off. "She froze," the man said, crying. The team found a window cracked open and shined a flashlight inside. They saw the wall clock frozen at 3:12, the microwave clock 3:12, the digital oven display 3:12, the family's cell phone 3:12. Time inside the house had stopped. "Dispatch, this is wrong," the officer said. "It's 3:12 in there, but not out here." I tried to stay calm as the call began to break apart. The man's breathing sped up. "He's coming. Sir, he's coming." And then I heard it. A deep breath. Wet. Heavy. Uneven. Like something was breathing for the first time in centuries. The team tried to break the door down. Nothing. Tried again. Nothing. Then the door opened by itself, very slowly. The hallway inside was darker than it should have been. The flashlight flickered twice before staying on. The family portraits on the walls were distorted, faces without eyes, without mouths, like they had been erased. And at the end of the hallway, someone was standing. Too tall, too thin, neck bent sideways like it didn't know how to hold its own head up. "Dispatch, someone's here," the officer whispered. The figure tilted its head, not sideways, downward, as if listening to something coming from the floor. And then every clock in the house flickered at once. 3:13. Time moved. 1 single minute. The call distorted in my ear. The man screamed, "She woke up! Close the door! Close it!" The entity moved, not walking, sliding forward in broken jumps like a corrupted video. Jerky, impossible movements. The wife began to laugh, a twisted, wrong laugh. The team backed away, but the hallway stretched. It bent, twisted, like the entire house was rearranging itself. The portraits on the walls now showed different images, the man pounding on the wall trying to escape, his face twisted in despair, as if the house was creating its own memories. The light burst. The team's radio went silent. The entity stopped just inches from the wife. And that's when they saw her face. Or where her face should have been. There was nothing, just a deep, smooth hollow, like something had carved her out from the inside. The team ran, but the hallway multiplied. The house was trapping them. The call dropped. The team disappeared from the GPS for 47 seconds. When they reappeared, they were sitting on the sidewalk outside, shaking uncontrollably. No injuries, but completely shattered. The house was silent, empty. The family was never seen again, not listed as missing, not reported, not searched, nowhere in any record, as if they never existed. The next morning, I found an old piece of paper under my desk, yellowed, wrinkled, too old to have been placed there recently. It said, "We didn't stop time. You were the ones who arrived late." And underneath, 312. Since that day, sometimes when I'm alone in the dispatch center, all the clocks freeze for a second, and they always stop at the same time, 312.